Multiplaying episode 46 is brought to you by Jason's Dead Body Boat Anchors.
You didn't see nothing.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
Wild card, bitches!
Suck that tip.
That's
that out,
staying. No, we're staying. That's staying in. Yeah. So hello, everybody. This is going to be a different show. If you couldn't already tell by the awkward sound of the podcast. Today on the show we have Shannon.
I'm here.
Jason.
Hi.
And me, Steve. In the same fucking room.
This is insane.
You can probably hear the sirens.
Yes.
Yeah. We're in Detroit.
There's a train with
we're not actually in Detroit. Come on. We're not crazy. We're in the suburbs.
Sorry.
But there is an ambulance in the background.
Sorry for all of our Detroit listeners.
Our thoughts and prayers are with you.
So yeah, this
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh God. So yes, this is going to be a different episode. Yeah. Edit City. So we're just going to go through our usual spiel. What you been playing, Jason?
I've been playing a lot of move stuff.
No shit.
Yeah, you played some move stuff too.
I did.
Yeah,
it feels like I'm talking to the mic instead of you people.
Yeah.
We should ignore the mic.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh. We played some Sports Champions.
Yeah.
Okay, so your initial impressions. Let's hear what you thought. We played one game of each one in Sports Champions. Just one game. I think we played two of volleyball. What were your thoughts?
I thought the volleyball and the archery were awesome, and all the other games suck because those are the ones I won.
Well, yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah, bocce ball rules.
Yeah, bocce ball was pretty badass.
But you got your ass kicked, so
I got my
whatever.
ass kicked.
So, but I mean, what did you think tech-wise with that?
Very impressive. I actually much more impressive than the Wii to me. I think part of that's just to do with the look of the games, though. Mm-hmm. The HD graphics really help.
Yeah, it's a huge part.
Feel it out.
It's a lot easier to look at.
Although the people in the Sports Champions games all look like douchebags.
Yeah, I wish they had done something to where you could create your own type of character or something, Avatar me-wise, because they look ridiculous. But
Shannon, who's your favorite? Is the big jock or the woman with the penis?
Big bulge. Shannon, your thoughts? Check in.
I really wasn't paying attention to any of it.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Couldn't get Shannon.
Move is not my thing.
No, couldn't get Shannon to play.
I played the Wii already, so.
Yeah, but it's not the Wii. Well, it is the Wii.
It is. It's just better graphics.
I
better
can't
control.
argue that.
But I mean, I don't know. I've already played Wii Sports, and I don't go back and play Wii Sports currently. I'm just done with it.
True.
So
True.
I'm not into it.
I just see more potential for that, with the more precise and with the online type of stuff.
Play. I always did want to do like a online bowling league with the Wii bowling. I know that sounds stupid, but I think it would be hilarious.
That's awesome.
And like do a weekly meetup where you actually have to like meet up with your team and like
get
bowl.
big hair and go to the virtual
bowling hair. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's what I'm gonna do.
You still drink.
Well, you gotta drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
300 games.
Yeah.
We could do our podcast while we did our bowling league.
That would be awful. That would just be terrible. The worst.
Yeah.
But
Have
it would
you
be
heard
fun.
our podcast?
It would be fun.
Yeah.
You're listening to it now.
But yeah. So, is it something that you could see?
I definitely want it now, but like you were playing the mag stuff, and I hadn't checked that out yet. But you thoughts on mags since you've had more time to play it?
Yeah, I've probably got maybe 3-4 hours in, and at first it was a little bit rough. I love the concept of the mag, and I like the way they implement it. And I was thinking I would play this no matter what with a regular controller or not. Mm-hmm. The big scale battles are really, really cool, and the way that you can spec and do everything is really, really cool. And at first, I was really wieldy with the controls and everything. When someone would run in, I would spin about, but I am getting much better at the precision of it and laying things out. And I've noticed that when someone comes in a room, I have noticed a couple times where I am better, like aiming to them.
Yeah.
But not consistently. But I suck at first-person shooters anyway. So I think if someone is really good at first-person shooters, they would be really good with the move. I am mediocre
you're being too
oh,
kind.
yeah.
I am being very kind. I'm way too kind. I suck at first-person shooters, and I suck with the move, but I don't feel that I suck less with the move, and that's what I was thinking of going back and trying to do it with the actual controller. I think I would probably be just as bad, but I am having more fun with the move, and that probably is the novelty of it being new that I am drawn more to it, but I'm definitely going to keep playing with it. I think the implementation of what they did with it is really cool, and I am pretty excited for Killzone 3, which the beta starts later this month.
No shit.
And I'm going to try to get in it.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we keep talking about games, I totally fucked up the podcast already.
You did.
Yeah. What are you drinking, Shannon?
You can see what I'm drinking.
Well, I know, but they can't.
Oh, I have a vodka martini.
All right.
Get me a coaster from over there, please.
Over where? Explain to the listeners, because they won't know.
Just hand me a fucking coaster, you douche.
There you go. I'm trying to put some noise for the listeners.
We've got some Foley going on in this place. Jason, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking, this thing's fucking crazy. It's looks like a jug.
He always has to get something weird, you know?
It's Grand Reserve Saint Sebastian Belgian Ale, and it looks like a brown jug with like a pop top on top.
It's got like a monk on it or something.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. The only thing this thing is absolutely crazy. It will not stop foaming. Yeah.
So it's like a boil over. It's like constantly just ejaculating through the tip of it.
This is a very hot beer. Very sexy. It's pretty tasty.
I want to be hung like a beer.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
I am drinking some Lindemann's Framboise again, and it is delicious. Yes, it is fantastic. Love it. And I found out today while we were at the liquor store that automatically, if the beer is corked, it's classy shit.
Yeah.
And in Michigan, you can take your kids and they can push the cart around while you get all the beer. Yeah.
That one lady, there was like tons of beer in this cart, and her kid's just like maybe 8 years old, pushing the cart. She's nowhere around. She's still pulling more crap off the shelves. Like, what?
There was a dude in front of us who had the classiest. I was really jealous. He had a bunch of microbrew beer. He had a bunch of liquor and like some crunchers. Like, and it's like party. God, I want to go home with that dude.
Yeah. Steal his crunchers. But yeah, any more thoughts on the move?
What do you think of how quick how is it to pick up and start playing?
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. Since I had never actually touched the move before, and I'm very interested in purchasing it.
Really?
I am. Well, it's like I said in the last show. I want it partially for the kids because I think my daughter would flip for the iPad stuff.
Do you have a Wii?
Yeah, we do.
No.
But she usually just sits and watches me play.
You
Mario
can't compare the same to what they can do.
No, but kids.
No, yeah, for the kids.
Yeah.
For the kids, I mean, it's pretty much the same type of game.
But iPad, you can't do on the Wii.
No.
Okay.
You can't do that augmented reality types thing where you see yourself in the frame of what you're doing.
No. But no, as far as me picking up and playing it, it didn't really take much to get going. Each game that we played, there seemed to be like a nuance to it, and a quick maybe 5-minute learning curve. Like, okay, I totally get what I need to do for this game after 5 minutes of playing. I think it helps that I've played Wii games before, because it gives you that idea. But I think it's really like what you said with the more one-to-one motion. I don't know if it's true one-to-one really, but the more accuracy brings a little bit more of a learning curve. But it's definitely Wii for adults. Yeah,
there were certain games that I was telling you that I don't necessarily find this fun because it is more accurate.
Yeah.
But some of them,
the Frisbee, yeah.
The Frisbee, which is fun, I think, but it's frustrating because you would suck it in real life, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it can be just not quick pick up and play for people.
Well, like the Frisbee golf in it, actually, by the end of it, I was thinking along the same lines as you, because you're looking at like the John Daly Pro Golf it, and by playing the Frisbee golf, it really made me think, man, having an actual golf game would be a lot of fun with this, potentially, as long as it's done well. But
do you really want an accurate golf game where you suck balls?
I don't know.
You're a terrible golfer.
No, I know, and that's what I'm looking up, and I'm really on the fence.
You suck!
The impressions that I see from it are the move controls work really well, and I don't know if I want that. I want to try it, but it might be terrible.
Yeah, I don't make sure like Matt can't hear you.
I know
swearing,
there's gonna be
like-
probably a lot of bitching and stuff, but I don't. It's part of the me just trying to see what the tech can do,
Yeah.
and part of what I
And I don't mean to keep like saying the Wii, throwing it off like
Yeah.
like I'm just being kind of a snot about it, but
No, but
realistically, I just have never played it, but I have no interest in it. So
it seems to be a common theme. Like if you from other sites that I'm reading and other podcasts that I listen to, of people that have tried it, that if they played the Wii and it just was not for them, or they played it, liked it, and then kind of said, oh, okay, this is old. There's nothing new with this. The Move, initially right now, there's nothing new from it.
No.
It's an HD version. Again, what you said in the very first thing, the potential's there, though.
yeah,
It's exciting to say, okay, this could actually become something cool, especially like with the iPad, with the augmented reality shit, and shooters. Again, like I've said before, I hate shooters on consoles, but this could actually change my mind about shooters on consoles.
it could.
that's
But-
the thing. Like for me, it would be game based interest. Like for me, the sporty thing, like it's like been there, kind of same. But I'm sure there's differences, but not enough to entice me to try it. Whereas like Mario Kart, I love Mario Kart. And so, of course, I really, that's probably one of the games I played the most on the Wii.
Yeah.
And if something came out on the PS3 that was just a fun game that I wanted to play, whether I would use the Move to play it if it was
where it makes
built
sense
into it. Yeah.
and it feels natural.
Plants vs. Zombies Move.
Maybe.
It might. I don't know. That might be tricky, but yeah, something like that.
You can just reach around.
Yeah.
I'm making hand motions now.
Yeah.
Because we're in the same room, I'm going to make these crazy hand motions.
We should like all do things and not say like, "Oh, it's insane what you're doing."
Stop touching me!
That hurts.
Sorry. Crazy hand motions happening right now.
No, I mean the thing that when Shannon was talking about the difference between the Wii and the Move that I kind of come back to is, it's not much different, but the biggest thing to me is it looks a lot prettier, so it's a lot better for me to look at. And the online stuff that could happen. In Sports Champions, there isn't any online right now, but that potential is there with what the infrastructure, what the PlayStation can do.
Also, we're kind of coming from, we have the PlayStation 3, we have the Xbox 360, we have the Wii. Not a lot of, casual gaming families have all three consoles.
Usually two.
So, well... my family would
I don't
have
know,
one.
people that even listen to this show...
if people listen to this, they probably have at
have
least
two.
two.
Yeah, well, they have a computer, a gaming computer, and a console at least.
And at least,
But yeah, for families that maybe bought the PlayStation 3, based off the popularity of the PlayStation, 2, over the Wii,
right?
Because the Wii did seem really gimmicky when they were all starting to come out. Perhaps now this is we don't have a Wii.
Well,
this is how we can get into it.
Right there's John. That's Paz. That's exactly what he said.
That's why he
never bought the Wii.
Oh, okay.
And he bought that to have something to do with his wife's nieces and nephews, cousins, and everything.
So for them, it's all new.
Yeah. And it looks way better, and it is more precise. And that was the thing we were playing, ping pong and things and volleyball.
That was the thing with the
it
workout
worked
thing.
really well.
Yeah.
The workout thing, with the Wii, I totally quit because I was swearing. I would get so frustrated and angry.
I've got tennis elbow.
With the work.
Were you talking about the Wii one?
Yeah,
because
it
didn't pick up what you did.
It wasn't recording what I did, and it would be yelling at me to do it. And I was like, I've done 50 freaking crunches. Just record one.
and that's kind of what I'm excited about to get EA Active for the Move. Or that's the only thing that makes me think about Connect. That it would be cool.
I don't
want to
exercise stuff. Yeah, I don't want to hand hold all this crap.
Yeah, if you could have
for an
weights
exercise,
while you're doing this.
That would be better.
That is the one thing about Connect that makes me want it.
Or just take the Move controller and slip it into a weight.
Aha! Yeah.
Wild card, bitches.
But even though the EA Active on Wii versus the Move it's going to be a lot.
More
they may not bitch at me for not doing something correctly on the Move because I'm doing it correctly.
Right. And the other thing though, a lot of times with the stretching and stuff though with the Wii, where you had to set it down and just basically trusted that you did it because it had no way to record it. Same thing with the Move. It's not going to have a way to record those things, whereas Connect
but that stuff
have.
Didn't bother me.
No. I'm just saying Connect will be more accurate.
Well, yeah, because Connect can actually the camera moves, the camera tracks. Yeah, and that's that's the one thing I want Connect for is the exercise stuff.
I want the dance one.
I know you want Dance Central.
Dance
Central looks
I'm the clumsiest, most uncoordinated girl ever. I got kicked out of like country line dancing class once because I kicked 2 people.
But see,
It's
you know,
dangerous sport.
that trend that we're talking about with Connect is it can do all these kind of cool non-games, and Move could at least do kind of the mag and other non-games. Where I kind of feel like the Move may not catch on, it may not sell as much to Connect, but there's more options with it. You can do more things.
Well, the thing I don't like about Connect is like
you don't have a physical thing in your hand.
Yes, if you're gonna do bowling,
Yeah.
I want that. Like that's what I kind of liked about the Wii.
Yeah.
There's just having that click and that physical, release, hot.
That fingering.
But that motion and having that trigger and being able to replicate
A movement and
Yes.
like a weight in your hand while you're doing it. It feels real that way.
feels better than like the just doing a
I like
motion
it.
with having
It does
nothing
feel
in my
better
hand.
when you have something in your hand.
That moist.
Just like doing a motion, I'll feel so
Ah, God.
No,
Do
keep,
that.
keep doing that motion. Listeners, she's doing a motion.
This is why Skype is probably better, because
Yeah.
we know we're not seeing
This is
each
why
other.
we stopped doing the live show.
I can't believe
by
none
the
of
way-
us are wearing pants.
I know this pants.
Oh, we're
is-
wearing pants! We are!
No, we're
not.
not. Shush.
Oh, I mean,
God
we're not!
damn it.
I'm not wearing pants.
Now they know.
Oh, our dog's not wearing pants.
I'm not wearing underwear.
Yeah. Our dog is right here in the podcast, by the way. Though. But yeah.
Speak.
No, shut up. Don't do that.
He won't speak. He's like a lump.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Moves definitely interested me to buy it so far, but not quite yet. I think I still want to see more stuff.
Yeah, me too. You know, and I wouldn't necessarily say to someone, go buy this.
No.
Because mag is frustrating at times, but there's moments that I feel is really, really cool because of Move, but it's not to the point where I would recommend it to somebody. But I definitely think there's a lot of potential in it.
I had a question for you though, since I think some of the stuff that you played today with me was probably your first time playing 2-player.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like moving from single player to 2-player, is it more or less enjoyable?
No, it's actually really smooth because there's certain things in the Sports Champions that take 2 of the wands.
Yeah.
Optional. You can do all of them with one wand, and we did all of them with one wand, and it was really good. There was a little weird about how they made you stand at certain times, but what I really thought was cool was you have to calibrate before every game, but you can we even said we kind of moved out of it, and it tracked us pretty well.
It had me move over further to my left to calibrate me, but once we got playing, I moved right back over to the right, and it didn't seem to
And
make
it picked
a
it
difference.
up really well, and that's where I thought it was really cool. The thing that worries me about Connect, because we're talking about it, is, and we haven't played it, but some of those things say you have to be a minimum of like 6 to 8 feet away.
If you have 2 people, it says 8 feet away. What am I going to play in my driveway?
I
we have
don't
a small.
have that.
And we have maybe, we have more than 8 feet here, but not a lot of room for 2 people moving around.
No.
And
especially with the way she dances.
Yeah.
So
we're going to have to move some furniture.
So I was really kind of glad in our small living room how 2 players actually worked, and it worked really well. Connect makes
Except
me
for
kind
the
of
time
worried.
Steve almost punched me in the face.
That was actually fun. What were we playing? The Gladiator one?
No, the volleyball. You went to dive.
Oh,
You
yeah.
actually tried
do
to
a
dive.
I went to dive to my left as Shannon sitting in the chair and probably got 2 inches away from your face. when
Yeah,
you
Got
got
your
I
blue
almost-
ball right
my
in your
face,
face.
almost
right in her face.
Actually blew the stupid move ball. It was that close.
You almost blew a blue move ball because it was blue as it was coming at your face. Was it kind of hot when it was coming in, or
I thought about things.
did you? I'm not gonna lie. There was a moment.
Yeah.
Started running through positions, but anyways, all right, that's cool. Move.
Did you get to play Mag at all?
No, I did not
We'll
yet.
have to do that after this. Then.
We might do this after this and talk about it next week.
Oh,
or
I'll be
something.
so bored, but
Yeah.
I'll watch.
Yeah.
We'll get her involved somehow.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
No, probably not. But enough about Move. What else have you been playing, Shannon? I'm pointing because I can do that.
Well, Plants vs. Zombies, because I'm a freak for it. I bought it on the 360, even though I have it on the iPhone, and I've beaten it twice or thrice. I'm not sure. It has actually like a lot of different. I've unlocked all the little mini puzzles and stuff on it. It's got a lot more. It has a ton more options for mini games and puzzles, and you can actually play the zombie side going against the flowers. And then there's this mini garden where you can collect coins, and I've unlocked all the plants I can, and now I want to try the online versus.
Yeah.
But I don't have anyone on my 360 friends list who has Plants vs. Zombies.
So, if you're out there.
Yeah.
What's your gamer tag?
Zelly Belly. It's my Twitter name too. Zelibeli.
Now, something I was
I
saying
talk
about.
right over it. That's fine.
Go ahead and spell it again.
No, they got it.
Something I was interested in asking you, as someone who's beaten on multiple platforms,
Hot.
Plants vs. Zombies 2, what would you like to see?
I don't know.
You can't
More
think-
zombies. Twice the zombies.
A lot of times, like, I just want to get ridiculous with my setup. Like, I want actually, like, more demolition. Like, things that cost, like, outrageous amounts. And I want, like they have a survival mode on this, which is fantastic because it just keeps coming away. But it's not enough. I want, like, the super simplistic lawn with, like, just crazy watermelon freezy catapults. But, like, maybe something, like, even bigger than that. Like, maybe that costs $600. Like, so that way I can, start with my pea shooters and then build up to my little, double shooters, and then build up to the watermelon catapults and the freezy watermelon catapults, and then, I don't know, something crazy after that that's just like, that is insane. Like, right now, there's these corn husks you can buy for, like, I know, it's just, I feel stupid talking about it.
No.
Okay. And
It's new to me because I don't really
It's
play
one
it.
of the best games. I'm talking about. I'm totally serious.
There's this corn husk like thing you can buy, and you can like target an area, and it'll just like chow, like explode this area.
AoE.
Yeah, like but that one is more targeted, and that's a little harder to do because by the time you've built that up, you've got so much going on that it's a little crazy, but it's fun to get that going.
So would you want the games to be like longer?
Yes, but that's where survival mode on the 360 comes in handy, but it's not available on the iPhone one.
Yeah, it's exclusive to 360.
But the survival mode is fun, and yeah, the basic survival modes, I beat those like all in one shot, and then there's like a hard mode where,
Hot.
yeah.
That's called the hot mode.
You can't see my eyes right now.
But yeah, it gets crazy quick. Like, I'm like, oh, I didn't know they were throwing that at me. Like, there were some zombies and stuff that weren't in the actual, regular game that you beat. Like, so I'm like, whoa, I didn't know what that guy did. And it's fun and different, challenging.
All right, so bottom line, which one wins? Plants, Zombies.
What?
Which one wins?
Well, I don't know, because
It
they
ended
haven't done
up
the
duel.
versus mode.
Well, no, okay, your gut reaction.
Well, I want to be...
Speculate.
I would always want to be the plants, because
Okay,
I know those
Plants
better.
wins then.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I have more practice with them, but I'm open-minded at this point, because I haven't done the versus mode.
So confirmed.
Confirmed Plants?
No.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Well,
Anyway, I've also been playing EQ2 a
Yeah.
bit. It's free, if you don't know. You can just go in, download the EQ2 Extended, and you just register your name, and you're in, like, within seconds. It's fantastic. Start a new Halas, because that's what I did. And I don't know anything else to suggest.
All right.
But yeah, and
how are you liking it?
The graphics for 2004, like, considering it's that old of a game, fantastic. The crafting is crazy. You can do everything. You can harvest everything.
So
you
you
don't
should
have
love
to train in anything. No, I didn't say
Oh,
I
God.
loved it. I got a lot more to talk about. But I usually don't have games to talk about. And, now you threw me off. I was on
Sorry.
a roll.
God damn it, Steve.
Ah,
Wait,
but...
You're talking about crafting?
Yeah,
Crafting's
well, I
intense.
haven't
You can
actually
harvest
started.
everything.
I've done the harvesting and the gathering, and there's like all these nodes you have to harvest, and you have to keep your skill level up to whatever range of area you're in, so you can keep harvesting and stuff. But I'm running out of bank space and stuff because I just keep harvesting. I don't know what to do with that. I'm like level 19, which isn't even that. You could do that in like 10 minutes. Trust me, you level so fast in this game. But it's all questing. Turn in, questing, turn in, questing, turn in. It's a very PvE. You want a PvE game? It's a level 19. It's a PvE game. I don't know what happens later. It's not fair for me to comment on an MMO so early, I think. But, yeah. Dean is kind of helping me. He loves the game, and he is fantastic. So I'm kind of sticking in there with that. And I did buy the $10 silver package. You pay $10 once. You get a few extra benefits, like you get... extra bank space, and I forget what else it opened up, but it was important to me at the time, so I bought it. I figured $10 once. That's like what you pay for a month, and I didn't pay for any of the games, so.
Right. You pay that much for a burger, or you guys pay for them?
I don't.
No, but the graphics are good. The character creation, they've got like the weird thing is probably it'd be good to have Dean comment on this, but there's like you make your character, or you can hit alternate something, and then there's a whole nother set of looks you can go with, and it's weird. It's like I don't know what's up with that. Like, was that like a modification they did to upgrade looks? I don't know. It's weird.
Never played EQ2.
Yeah, they don't.
Since launch, I haven't played EQ2.
The characters aren't good looking, really.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I just rolled one to like level 2, and artistically the scenery looked pretty cool.
The environments are pretty.
Yeah. But like character wise, it's like
It's a lot like Lotro. The environments are pretty, but your characters are like. Ugh.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I thought like, okay, this may be a good game, but there's no real meaningful PvP, and that's what drives me in most MMOs, so I didn't do much of it.
You want a conflict and a strife, something to fight for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise than that, it looked like a cool thing to do.
There's other people there, I want to kill them.
Yeah. I want to stab that guy in the face, but I can't!
I'm just waiting for Star Wars The Old Republic right now, and so for me, it's a very, very, very nice game.
A stopgap.
A nice MMO to just hang out in and chat with my friends, and because you guys are all playing War.
I've been playing War quite a bit. I'm in T4, motherfuckers.
Me too.
Yeah, we're both in T4. You're playing your Shaman.
Yep, I just hit it yesterday. So
what renown rank are you though?
What's that?
What renown rank are you though?
27.
Oh, see, I think you're higher than me. I think I'm only 26.
I'm 26 or 27.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
As I got a couple pieces of gear I'm waiting to put on the Marauder, because that's what I've been playing and digging the shit out of. It's quite a bit of fun, actually. I've got to finally see the Land of the Dead for the first time since I quit the game before it came out. And the last time that I came back to the game, I think we decided to go Destruction. I didn't have any T4 characters. And this is my first T4 character, and it is lovely. T4 is lovely. Land of the Dead's it's pretty.
It's no Darkness Falls?
It looks really
Darkness
cool.
Falls.
No, it isn't. Absolutely no Darkness Falls. My approach to the game is like completely different this time around, because I'm just kind of taking it for whatever the hell it is. But if it was old me, like before I quit the game, to think that this was what they were trying to make as their Darkness Falls in this game is an insult to Darkness Falls. Yeah.
A very big insult to Darkness Falls.
I didn't even get there. Yeah.
It's just a bunch of PQs.
You didn't miss much.
It's PQs, but
that's not what Darkness Falls is.
I know, but when the zone flips, there's a chance that there's going to be a conflict. There's like
There might be a conflict.
What I noticed is the PQs are more elaborate than the PQs the other way, but they're still PQs.
Yeah, exactly. If you disregard the quote unquote RVR that might happen there, which I haven't even actually had it happen yet, which it could be cool when that happens, but disregard that. There's never this fear of it happening, because it's way too wide open, and there's no.
It's not like tight quarters.
No, it's not like Darkness Falls where it was corridors.
Yeah, and there's no perma-stealth, so you're never going to have that tension.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're never going to have the tension.
So, you never knew when you were.
Well, you might in the Skaven dungeon.
But I don't think the Skaven.
Tell me about that, because
you're saying in the Skaven dungeon, not in Land of the Dead.
Okay.
Because that one race has.
Hold on, you guys are talking like only people who are into War right now are going to know what you're talking about. Sure. Like, for someone like me, I'm kind of thinking about getting back into War because you're all talking about it all the time, and I do like the game. So, what is with the Skavens? Because it's interesting to me, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
They're rats.
Well, no, I know what a Skaven is. I do know that. What is it about? Like, how are they implementing them in the game? Like, I was kind of hoping
not as what we had hoped.
I had hoped for a third side that was
well, okay, because for people that are not playing War, people that are playing War will probably be able to correct me 1,000 times over. But for people that aren't playing War, what I know so far is that both sides of the game are going to get Skaven. Order's going to get it. Destruction's going to get it. They are seen as a mercenary type race.
It's just a bulk.
Yeah, it's basically like you have to earn them as like a mercenary class. And there's going to be actually 4 classes in the game.
Yeah.
Instead of whatever the hell they
What would
usually
be the
call it.
benefit of playing the Skaven other than over your main?
And that's what I'm not real sure about.
And then
like
how
again,
will you know if there's Skaven on both sides?
I don't know.
Okay.
Those are questions I have, and there's again people out there that would probably know, but I don't. If you do know, write in Multiplaying.
No one
Bitch at
writes
us.
in.
Yeah, nobody writes in.
You know
so
what?
yeah.
It's kind of good that we will spew out some falsehoods because someone might write in and be like, "You idiots!
You guys are so dumb.
Oh my god, why are you doing a
Grand
podcast?"
Master
I'll tell you
Seer
why I'm doing a
Thankful.
podcast. We have a recorder, and that's why we're doing a podcast.
Well, it's not even ours. It's my dad's.
We're 12.
I took my dad's recorder.
Took his Poppy's recorder.
But they're going. But it sounds like what I'm confused about is that they said that there's going to be an RVR dungeon.
Yeah.
And
And
are
there's
they
instancing, I heard.
Yeah, but the question I didn't quite get: are the Skaven confined to that dungeon, or are they going to be able to be used in open RVR?
I thought it was confined.
I see. This is where we're completely clueless.
And I think it's not because
I don't think it's confined. I think that's an individual dungeon they're doing,
Right.
which may actually more resemble Darkness Falls, which has me somewhat excited, but I could be completely
But I
wrong.
don't. Yeah, it's not confined because there's abilities that certain ones have to attack keeps. Because outside of a ram, once the RVR packs happen, the only way that you can damage a keep door, other than ram, is by one of the Skaven.
Yeah, who like claw at the door.
The rat ogre.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
So yeah, that's the only way now that you're going to actually be able to attack keep doors. You won't be able to physically attack it without.
So that would somewhat excite me if you have those open in RVR, and you also
see
have
this right now.
this Skaven kind of underground, which would, in terms of if you relate Warhammer world to Darkness Falls world, it would be kind of the Skaven. Like that would be the Darkness Falls area.
Yeah, because it's going to have. They already said that there's going to be bosses in it that you can go attack. There are Skaven bosses that you go for, and
Do you think it's fair, of us to keep going? Like, obviously, we want a DAOC too. We've talked about we've talked about so many comparisons and so many suggestions that would go back to DAOC.
And you went back to DAOC
for half an hour.
I did too. Yeah.
For half an hour.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it through the tutorial.
Yeah.
Like the beginner intro, and I was like, oh, why did I do this?
And
Well,
that's why,
it's
that's
memories.
Why, yeah,
It
well, that's
was.
the
It was
thing.
where the nostalgia kicked. It was just.
And that's why we want Dark Age of Camelot 2, though.
Yeah, I
is
ran
because
around Cotswold and then I logged.
yeah, it's because there's so many good things about Dark Age at that time, and then shit has changed so much since then.
I can't go back at
You
this
can't.
point. For people who have stuck with it, I'm sure it's
the
home
same
sweet
game.
home.
Yeah.
But for me to go back to it's so hard.
There's been so many MMOs between then that have changed your perception.
You know
of
what
what
makes
you
me
could be doing.
me somewhat think kind of strange about that is Mythic is now part of BioWare. BioWare has an old history of IPs that they have gone back to and revisited radically, like Dragon Age.
Hoping.
And what if they just had a team that said, okay, balls out, let's go do Dark Age 2 and actually do it with some sort of flair like BioWare can do it. I don't know. That makes me just
Hope.
Probably never happen, but
The hope that I do have for War right now, though, is that I think we mentioned in the last podcast that they have said, okay, we're really not dicking around with PvE anymore.
Right.
We're worried about RVR, hence the RVR packs and all the stuff we want to change. So it's like, Land of the Dead, a lot of people kind of see that as somewhat of a flop because the people that are still sticking with the game don't care as much about PvE.
well, there's no, like you said, I've been there.
yeah.
There's no PvP happening there.
No.
When I
Right.
saw the land flip and right before you got on, the land flipped as I was on, and I went in there, and they all said, "Okay, let's go to their war camp and camp them."
Yeah.
And that's all that happened.
Yeah.
And like they went and knocked down the doors
bam,
and
bam,
took
bam.
it, and that was it.
It was as if they implemented the RVR in it just to say that there's RVR in it.
Yeah.
And that was
Which
like,
is
this was
sad.
our new PvE zone, but oh wait, people want some RVR in there.
From all the great ideas and great implementation they had, and experience they had from Dark Age of Camelot, it's just weird. It's really weird
now
that they're having so much trouble with
now it
RVR
seems
here.
But now it seems cool with all the RVR stuff, or the RVR pack.
Well, yeah.
The Skaven aside, though, the other shit with the keep sieges,
Sounds awesome.
It sounds great.
Yeah, I'm pumped for it.
And
Well, see, that's all new stuff that I'm not aware of. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm talking from when I was playing.
oh, right.
What I had hoped, like, you had always talked about a third side. A bunch of people in blogs have talked about a third side. And my idea and hope for the Skaven was to have it be like
Monster Play type?
No, that was your thing. That was your theory. My theory was it would be, everyone's talking about free to play. EQ2 went free to play, Electron was free to play. Instead of Warhammer going free to play, have that third side be the free to play, but it would have such restricted you don't get the whole game. Those characters are only good in certain RVR, open RVR situations. They can't though, participate in any PvE and maybe put some restrictions on the accounts and stuff, and you have to. I don't know
they
how
can
they
go
work
attack
that,
all these other people that they can then
you could
say,
just go in like Monster Play,
Yeah.
like kind of like a Monster Play, where that third side is chaos, basically, and it just goes in. You don't know who's going to be there because free players, but.
They can look at all the people that are playing the game and say, wow, that actually looks kind of cool. This guy's kicking my ass.
Yeah,
Maybe
but I don't have the gear they have because I don't have access to things that I don't pay for.
But you may have numbers.
But and it would add the third element to it.
That would be
make it frustrating enough to play that, so that it's worthwhile to pay it if you like the game. But then make it fun enough to keep people attempting it to throw that third element in.
I think that would be an awesome experiment to try, and it could
Elastic
potentially
effort.
be badass.
Yeah, I know.
But it could also ruin everything.
It could.
But I would love to see that sort of thing happen.
I know it's just like a brain.
Because that could be awesome. I mean, you could, like you said, you could
You'd
make,
have to have someone
and
flesh
that would
out the whole idea.
but that would
we're
totally,
drinking here.
Yeah.
Take that into account. But that could be awesome because you're talking about Skaven. Skaven are usually just cleaved down by people.
Numbers.
You're talking about huge numbers
wiped out,
wiping the people, and you could also make people who pay feel ultra powerful for what they could do to you. But you have numbers on your side, and it could be awesome. It could also
if
be
you got
terrible.
the numbers to play the free side.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I played the free side. Like
just for that, yeah.
Well, you could switch over. You could.
You have like a log out timer where you
Yeah.
can go back in your other accounts, like
And
5
go
minutes
in
or
and just
whatever.
go nuts and mess things up and then log off.
They'll make a
and-
sandwich, come back, log back in.
Hey, you'd always have people in RVR that way. But
Indeed.
You're like, we're at a stalemate. Guess what I'm gonna do?
I do like the mobile siege weaponry though.
Yeah, that looks really. I mean, that's kind of like what DOC did with New Frontiers, but that looks really cool. On that,
except for you don't have to carry around a shitload of stuff to make
you're
the
not
siege
encumbered as you go.
We're gonna have a tank carry all this shit.
Yeah, and the
somebody buff him.
There, I saw some videos of the aerial bomber stuff. That does look.
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
catch that shit.
Yeah, they have they're flying and they can drop stuff on keeps and stuff and like AOE damage. It looks kind of cool.
Awesome.
But I mean, I haven't looked too much into it.
Yeah, as I'm speaking right now, I know it's probably already over with, but the European test server stuff is going on today, and I believe Wednesday is when the North American PTS stuff is going on. I did not check it out because right now, even though I want to help out the game by doing so, I really want to get a character to 40 so that I can actually experience that stuff when it comes out.
You don't have a 40?
I don't have a 40.
I have a 40.
Shut up.
I have 3 40s.
Jesus Christ. No, I have highest I ever got with all the moves that I had done over the year that I played. I had a 35 Iron Breaker, and then I switched back and forth so much. The highest I ever got was a bunch of. I have a shitload of T3 characters. If you want T3 characters,
Yeah, don't even fuck around.
I don't fuck
them.
around with them. I got a
You don't even
warehouse.
You don't even know.
Warehouse. But anyways, and I'm gonna get there with the Marauder. I swear to God.
How you liking the Marauder?
He is badass.
Is he?
I'm very surprised that I'm liking him because when I came back this time, I finally decided to roll a Chosen. And if you read the blog, you already know all this, but I finally decided to roll the Chosen because I like the tanky guys. And I had the Marauder. The Marauder is actually the first character that I had in Circle of Trust. Duh.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And
I do.
it was he was actually the second character I ever
Probably
made.
my spreadsheet. But.
Yeah. It was the second character I ever made in the game. The first one was a Disciple of Cain, who I still have on that same server. But,
now, let me ask, because we've talked a lot about just internally with ourselves about how the one class that we like fair on keep takes. How do you like the Marauder on keep defenses takes?
I have not done any T4 keep takes yet, but I had actually done a new City Siege with him for the first time. Actually, Rare from the blog and occasional podcast got me into a warband that he was running with, and we did the City Siege stuff. Didn't really kick up until the third stage of the siege, but once the third stage came, we had a bunch of order to fight against, and he was a lot of fun in that because it was a lot of just like close quarters, a lot of melee fighting. But I have not done a lot of siege or keep siege stuff with him because, like, even in Tier 3, there was a lot of open stuff. We didn't have a lot of
open field.
There wasn't a lot of keep siege stuff going on, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
It made me think, why do we have these keeps?
Yeah.
But it was very fun in open combat. But yeah, I really don't know about keeps yet. So
that'd be that'd be my worry of playing those type of classes. I'm not a melee guy overall.
That was my problem with the Ironbreaker. That I do remember doing
when
keeps
we were
with
messing
that.
with them. Yeah.
And I was bored on keeps with him. But like if we were running into people in the open, it was hilarious.
But Marauder, you would have a little bit more option.
Yeah, I mean, I can
AoE and your
the fetch, whatever the hell that thing is called.
Yeah. So now I have the Witch Elf. Now, she's extremely fun in PvE because she just slices through everything. But then, and in lower tier RVR, she was a lot of fun. Especially in the scenarios where you sneak and get the flag, and all that. But when you're doing like these big battles, like she just gets mowed down. There's nothing she can do.
Well, in T4 at least,
and no one's going to heal you.
You can do,
you're this light armored class, so you just get wiped. You know.
Yeah.
But
in T4, you can jump the walls and get in there. But who's going to heal you?
When you get in there. Yeah. Good luck. But that's where a healer is a lot of fun to play because I'm so busy with my healers in that game.
And that's where I love
everything's going. And like playing a healer is actually chaotic in that game.
Yeah. Especially
really
with the
fun.
shaman, you can throw out heals when they need,
and throw out the DPS. And what I really love is I can heal someone and you kind of see in the middle of your screen, +4 realm points, +5 realm points, and they kind of pop up, and I feel like immediate gratification for healing somebody. And then I build up my WA, and I can, and I
just blast.
Yeah, and I can blast somebody, and like the stupid things that make me laugh, like Gorg says stop, and different things that kind of build up to where I feel like I'm fucking with people who try to fuck with me. And I've noticed that a lot. That helps me is someone will jump on me, and people will help me out, and I will blast them away. I have a lot of knockbacks and different things, and I have a lot of little tricks that just will drop them down while healing people, and I don't feel completely helpless, and that's what I'm really enjoying the class. And haven't done too much T4, but I'm really looking forward to some of those bigger things to see how that works, and it's been a lot of fun, especially with the changes. I'm really looking forward to it, and I see myself being subscribed to this game for a while.
You guys are going to make me subscribe back to Warhammer.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
we're gonna do it.
I'm sorry, but it's an exciting time for. I mean, there's not a lot of people left, but it's. And
the sad thing is, it's a really fun game.
Well, and we've talked about people going back and how it's
PvE is not fun.
No, it's not.
No,
and
PvE is
not
not
bad
fun.
though.
And we were
I
talking.
don't mind it.
We were talking about
if you like PvE, it's good PvE.
Well, that's the thing. For me, out of like PvE MMOs, what War has
T1 alone is exciting. I mean, my God.
I know, but like out of what War has in PvE, I prefer as my type. It's more my shtick of PvE that you can jump in there as a group and do this thing, and it's awesome, and then you can go do something else. It's very like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think the PQ stuff is really cool, but the part that and we twittered about it and we were talking about it earlier is I can't not. Like, I can't make any money off RVR, and that's what really upsets me is we can't PvE. I mean, that's the only way I'm going to make money. So I'm level 32, and I'm broke as hell.
The one hope that I guess I have with the RVR stuff, when you were talking about the Witch Elf being fun, like in combat, but not so much keep sieges and shit like that, there's this hope with the RVR packs that with the escorts that you'll have to, or the escorting that you'll have to do, escorting is hot. But with that stuff that you'll have to do, there will be more open combat. And in T3, that's what I was getting a lot more of because of the rat camps. There was a lot more open combat.
Yeah.
And that was a blast.
Yeah, that was great.
See, now I skipped through T3 and my Witch Elf because
It wasn't there then, but yeah.
Well, the PvE leveling was so quick at that point with the Witch Elf that I just kept going.
The RVR was abysmal and the PvE stuff was...
I just like blew through it and it was like, bam, I'm 40.
The great thing with the rats is, like, and Steve and I did a lot of it, is there is an ARVR going on or you don't know what's going on, you just go out into the Empire lands and farm rats, and like they'll come to you and they'll mess with you and you get fights around.
And it's rewarding because it's a fantastic experience. There's one night I went from 29 to 32 in 2 hours.
Yep.
Because it was a champion rat group and it was just fantastic.
Did you have fun though?
There was a couple instances where we were jumped by order and it was like totally just fucking chaos.
Fun.
There's always in your mind you have to watch out, and that's it's like in DOC where you had to go PvE in the PvP areas. Okay. That's what it is.
Open RVR
and they should have done that from the get-go. Yes. They should have had that stuff in there.
That sounds fun.
But the problem is that now I'm in T4, and what I'm excited about is that the new RVR stuff could potentially give me more of that stuff that I had in T3. Not exactly. There'll be more movement. It could be a lot more dynamic, but it's that chance of more open fighting, which is what I want, especially with the melee class. But right now, there's not so much of it. I'm really relying more on scenarios for my renown and looking for the occasional city siege, but I'm not too excited about the current system of keep takes, and I want that new system. So I'm very excited for
You're
the
optimistic.
Game. I'm very optimistic.
Yeah. Okay. That's my problem with MMOs in general is you have a lot of times a server, you either have a PvP server or a PvE server or a regular server, whatever you want to call it. And it's too much one way or the other in both cases for me. Like in World of Warcraft when we played that, we played the PvE server to start with because it was the roleplay server. They didn't have a PvP option back when we started.
Right.
And it was too boring. It was too easy to just blah, blah, blah through. And then when we switched to the PvP server, at first it was exciting, and you always had to watch your back and everything, but then eventually, it just got to be where people gamed you. They knew the areas where you were going to have to fight a boss for whatever quest, and so they would just camp.
Wait till you're into your health down.
And that's not an open fight. Like, I would like an MMO to foster that real open chance of not even battle, but not where someone's just camping my butt, like something where there's a fight going on, enemy is sighted, and there's like a little battle.
You want a game that that you're going into it with
there's some
fight that's going to happen rather than I'm going to do this thing and there might be this douchebag that jumps out and kicks my ass.
And, that's where when they put the rats in, there were the glimpses of it. You would go down there and you could farm, do whatever, and you knew something was going to happen eventually.
I mean, that one night that we played, we barely touched the rats because
you'd go for the rats as soon as they got there. People were coming.
It was crazy.
Yeah, and it was so dynamic. And you'd run off and do whatever, and then as soon as the fighting died down, okay, let's go back to the rats.
And then you had the gutter runner or whatever that would run by that would give you ungodly amounts of experience.
That was a really cool addition.
And it was I don't know if he's considered a hero, but like Shannon, you don't know what it is.
He's a champion.
It's champion, excuse me. Yeah, there's a champion rat that will spawn somewhere in the battlefield and just make this run through the battlefield. And if you kill him, even with a shitload of people on him, I would get 7,000-8,000 experience off of this thing.
I think you get renown too.
I think you do get renown off of it too.
And it will tell you Elite Gunner Runner has spawned near the order or whatever, and he will book ass around.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
So you see this massive people going at it, you'll be fighting him, and then all of a sudden you'll see this war band or whatever, a couple groups of order come by.
You assholes, I'm gonna play war.
And then you'll be fighting, a couple people will still fight him while everybody else runs off and attacks.
And then you may have a fight going, you may be fighting it as destruction, and order may come on, and you may have a huge fight where people are trying to get down, and it's a huge kind of combat while it's moving, and and people are trying to stay on it to actually they want to be the one to kill it. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, tier 3 is fucking fun right now.
See, is that in tier 4 though?
There's not. That's the one caveat though, is that all that stuff is not in tier 4 right now.
See, they should put that in tier 4 with just renown as the thing.
Now T4 confuses me because when I got to T4, even though I have a 40, Like, T4 still, like, boggles my mind how, like, okay, but you can't go here, this is closed. You can't go there, this is closed. You can't go there. It's like,
weird.
What?
Yeah.
Like, and 4X should be able to go anywhere. Like, that's what I miss about Dark Age of Camelot. You could go to any, like, even if there was no action going on and your place held a camp or, you know, a fortress, you could just go there if you wanted to and check out
they're
the
trying
perimeters.
to... Well, with two sides, they have to try to funnel the action.
I know that, but remember in DOC... I know. Remember our Christmas party that one year where we went to...
Midgard, and there was no one there.
We went purposely to a place where there was no action at all, because we were just this tiny group, and we had level, like, nothings with us.
Yeah,
like,
we had 40s, and we had
40s, and then we had level, like, 10s and
50s,
15s, and yeah,
whatever.
50s. Whatever the top level was there. And then we had, like, just people who were, like, level 15, I think was our lowest. I don't know why that's sticking in my brain, but... Because that was a long time ago. But we went in there, and we had all these people who really shouldn't have been there. We were banging on the door, and that guild came, and they wiped us out. But it was hilarious.
But we talked to them on their message boards, too.
Yeah, we went to their guild message boards and
told them what we were doing, and they were, like, joking back with us.
That was the coolest thing, because they thought it was nuts.
Because they got like a defense spam. Like, your guild, your keep's under attack by somebody.
And they showed up, and... Yeah, here it is. There are all these grays, like, banging on their door.
Dumbass.
Yeah, well, that's the big social part you miss from not having that type of system and not having three sides, to where you can have that type of spam system, people coming in and joking with you, and also people from a side that's underpowered trying to semi-group up with you, even though they're not really grouping up with you.
Yeah, we had that happen a few times, like, where, you know... when you used to have to level up siege crafting, and, like, remember that one guy was leveling up a siege crafting, and he was the only guy out for... It was Midgard, because I know it was, like, hibbies, because I wouldn't...
Because I suck.
Racist.
Well, sorry, I didn't like them. But it was one Midgard guy, and he was leveling with siege crafting, and he had no support in whatever battleground it was. Yeah. And we did the beckon, and we did the hugs, and, you know, the
and it was like a little mock alliance.
Yeah, and he ended up running with us in our group. We knew, like, we were telling everybody, like, don't kill him, and he was helping and playing with, and eventually, of course, you know, as things built through the evening, people mowed him down, but he was... You know, he knew that was going to happen too.
It always is inevitable. But
yeah,
it's
he
still,
knew that was eventually going to happen.
It's like, you realize that time when it's working, it's precious. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, we played together for probably like 40 minutes. Yeah. Like, against... Because he had no one to play with. It was...
And he was just like, they're attacking the enemy with us, and it was like one of those moments like, this is awesome. Like, this is actually working.
Yeah.
And we're making this happen, and, you know, I mean... What MMO do you see that happen now?
Because you can't speak to each other when you're in reference.
It was just emotes. Yeah.
Because they're speaking Norwegian.
Yeah. And no one speaks that language. It's not a real thing.
So you guys have been playing Warrior. Have you been playing anything else?
No.
No.
If you hear some pornographic slurping in the background,
it's pornographic.
It's our big ass dog.
It's our dog.
Is that what you call it? Yeah, it's dog.
It's our dog.
Yeah. But in other news, not much. Don't got much because we're not as prepared as what we usually are. But
Steve drove out to Detroit.
I drove.
Yay!
Yeah.
Detroit.
Unprepared.
We took you to a dive bar.
That was not a dive. Although that was.
You went to a Guinness World Records holder.
I know, I did.
And it's going to be on Modern Marvels. On November 5th.
For some fucking reason.
Yeah,
nobody knows why.
You want to see the bar we hang out at a lot, because there's not a lot of bars around us that are...
Watch History Channel's Modern Marvels on November 5th.
That's
it's going to be on there for some reason.
The only thing they were noted for... two things they were noted for. Three things they were noted for. One is in the Guinness Book because of the largest burger. Two, because it's a place where the leather hat wearers go to congregate.
That's confirmed. It's in the Guinness Book.
Yes, and three is that they have a kick-ass claw game where you can actually get a live lobster.
It's the cruelest thing ever.
It is horrible.
There is a aquarium, basically, of these
as soon as you walk in.
Right in the door. As soon as you walk in, there's an aquarium of lobster. Instead of picking out the lobster you want to eat, no, there is a claw game, like the toy game, yes. Yes, you are thinking correctly. You put your money in and play the claw game and pick out your lobster. If you win it, they will cook it, and it drops it down this bin, this metal horrible bin, just like you
some
would think.
sadistic bastard.
It's gotta be painful and horrible. I love meat. I love eating animals. I love eating critters of all kinds. But you don't have to torture. That's just mean. Mean.
So,
and I go
this
there.
episode has been brought to you by Mally's.
And I go there with my vegetarian husband.
Yeah. They have a great black bean burger.
Yeah, that's what's hilarious, is that you're vegetarian, you go to the place that has the biggest burger in the world.
Well, I don't eat it.
And they,
I know,
you know what? I've gone there, and they have, I don't know how they do it, but they don't just buy, some generic, veggie burger. They actually have, really, really good veggie burgers.
No, it's pretty good.
It's extremely good.
Yeah.
And their pizza's really good, too. But anyway.
Yeah.
You should go there.
Yeah.
Come to Detroit and go there.
Oddly, I was the only one at the table who has now ever had their burger.
Yeah. They're known. They're a Guinness World Record for burgers. I've never eaten their burger.
No,
their pizza's good.
But I had their burger today.
And it was a burger, right?
I've had much better burgers.
Yeah. We should have taken a sidetrack.
Well, they never say it's the world's best burger.
No. They said they have the
Biggest.
biggest.
Yeah.
And I had their half pounder, and it was...
It was a half-pound burger, wasn't it?
You know what? It's like boobs. The world's biggest boobs probably aren't the best.
No. Tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tastes like shit. Those titties taste like shit.
These titties are bullshit.
Like rubbers.
Because they're made out of it. God's podcast. WoW has 12 million subscribers.
Haven't they always?
No, they just got 12.
Were they 11?
Yeah,
they
they
were
had
11
11 for a long time.
Like
now,
2 years. I think.
Oh, poor them.
Yeah.
now they're making money.
See,
now there's a
now they
profit.
turn a profit.
You know what?
They were losing their ass before.
If you heard that slapping sound, it also was not pornographic. It was
the dog shaking his head. We're just going to talk about...
Did we talk about the release date for Cataclysm?
Oh, yeah.
what are you going to talk about?
I was going to go, wow, actually.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it's a really fun game, and if I was kind of getting into it and everything, and then I had some computer problems and stuff that I kind of got out of it for a while, and then by the time I went back to it, everyone was out of it that I was, playing with. So it kind of sucked that we were doing this whole role play initiative thing, and then it kind of failed. But it's a really fun game. I mean, if you want to talk about a PvE game, that's a really decent one still.
It's
for when it came out.
Next expansion's coming out.
December 7th?
6th?
Soon. We'll say soon.
First week of December, somewhere in there.
Christmas.
Yeah. Now
they kind of shut down all those rumors that it was, because there were rumors January 2011, and they kind of came out there and said, no.
Yeah.
This year.
Do you think you're going to check it out?
I probably will.
Yeah.
But I don't have a max character, so am I going to really go in, if I'm talking about playing War with you guys, am I really going to go back to WoW, rebuild a character, play, I can't do all that.
But that almost seems like a good time to start over.
With
Cataclysm, I mean, everybody's going to be
starting. You like to start new characters.
I love to start a new game. I am the best.
You are.
Starting a new character.
You are the best MMO player who never has max level characters.
I do have.
You do.
I have.
She has more WoW wax.
Wax. Wow.
Wax that wet shelf. She has more max level war characters than I do.
Yeah, well, yeah, but she.
And I got a max character in DFC too.
She loves to have that initial experience.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why, but I love a newbie experience.
It's not bad. I'm saying, yeah.
I don't know.
It's fresh.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's fun. You meet a lot of nice new people.
A lot of douchebags too, though.
But you have but you also have people who don't take it that seriously yet.
Yeah.
They're not.
And that's what I actually do love about the newbie experience is you can go back to those levels and everyone's just having fun and everyone's just having.
This is dumb.
Yeah, and as long as you get, actually, when a game first releases, everyone's all serious and crazy. Mm-hmm. And so then I like to re-roll and go back to the newbie experience. we have people who actually take walks in our neighborhood. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But,
Wanna be on the show?
Hey, come on, get your ass in here.
Wanna be on the podcast?
Come on, Claudia. I'm a badass Hilo. You know it.
Yeah, that's what you should
Lick
do.
that dick.
look at that dick. Oh my god.
Staying in. If you do start playing WoW again, you should name a Worgen after your dog.
Hilo?
Maybe.
Or Jake?
Either one.
They're both.
He's making a sound because we said it's like, oh my god, they said my
It's
name.
my name on the podcast.
I exist.
I'm so excited.
He's like, I love the podcast.
He's looking at his dick right now.
Oh yeah, 'cause he's so excited. He loves multiplayer.
Yeah.
Hilo.
For all of our listeners that are
Not this tail.
touching themselves while they listen, like Hilo, we dedicate this one to you.
And yes, it's after the Battlestar Galactica character.
Yeah. So that name will probably be taken on WoW. So.
So, yeah, they're both boy names.
See, I'm interested in checking out the expansion, but not at launch because I'm probably going to be doing war, and even with I like the phasing type stuff in Wrath of the Lich King, but I'm not going to be the guy that buys it day one.
No.
So I see myself looking at it in a lull, like where there's no MMO that I'm playing.
Yeah.
So, my problem is that I'm kind of playing MMOs out of fun habit.
Yeah, most of us
and
are.
for social, connections. Like,
Right.
I really miss that strong tie to a game that we had when we first started playing, and that's what I'm looking forward to with Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that's what I really want to get into.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do we really think that's going to go spring? Because that's like not that long.
I don't
away
think
now.
so. No, I think
I don't
I
think
think I know that they've said spring, 2011.
Yeah,
but
that's like 5 months. From
but
Who
okay,
said that though?
BioWare actually said that in a couple interviews.
they've said that a lot. They've explicitly
They've
said
that
spring 2011.
but not like a month even. But I mean, not that they're every MMO person, but every MMO gets like delayed 6 months. I'm not looking forward to it until fall 2011.
What do you think is going to come out first? Guild Wars 2 or Star Wars: The Old
Guild Wars
Republic?
2.
Think so?
I think it'll probably come out first.
Really?
Yeah. I
Really?
don't know. Well, I don't know. Or Guild
It's
Wars
hard to
people,
say. There's not been much about
ArenaNet-
either, really. If you look at real substance, there's
but
not been much of either.
ArenaNet
Guild Wars
has
2
a
is
history of not laying their hand up much longer before it comes out. Because the first Guild War and all the expansions,
That was a shock.
like they talked about it and then said, like, bam, here's a weekend to play it and actually test it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think the way they've been talking about it, they may actually come out first. So
Guild Wars 2
might
is
be
a
right.
game, actually, that I hope comes out before Star Wars Old Republic. At least, 3-4 months, that was the dog again. And
No, it wasn't.
That was Steve.
Steve's excited.
I'll get my pants back on.
I'm hoping Guild Wars 2 comes out, 4 months would be fantastic before Star Wars Old Republic.
So people get kind of sick of it?
No, so I can play it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
And get sick of it.
It looks like a fantastic game, but
Yeah.
it's one of those things I'm gonna play Star Wars.
So
but
I think worst case scenario we're all saying is they better not come out anywhere near each other.
it's gonna
No,
fuck me
that'll
up
That would
fuck
be
us all
terrible.
up.
Yeah.
because I'm
We
dedicated.
all
want
to play both. Well, and we all want to play both.
And
So-
sad to say, but I think the Star Wars Old Republic is gonna be a fantastic, amazing
Narrative.
single player
Yeah, narrative.
experience.
Yep, narrative.
Guild Wars 2 is gonna be next generation MMO gameplay.
Yeah.
I mean, just from what they're presenting,
No, I
that's
agree with you.
That's the impression I get, and I'm gonna want to do both.
I think Old Republic's going to be an awesome experience, and
I think
and
Guild Wars 2
is
has
going
a
to be
more lasting.
Yeah. A lot of stuff that they're
MMO
doing with
play.
Guild Wars to get people to play together, that's what I'm looking forward to. Is where they really seem to be trying to tailor all of the quests. They seem to have a PQ or public quest-ish sort of ideal going into the game, but it really seems to be something that might be beneficial for people to actually group up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's yay, finally.
Yeah, everyone wants to. Let's not exclude the solo player. Let's not exclude the player. Let's can we have anything that remembers that it's a social game?
Yeah, and it all seems like the way they say it, that's so common sense.
Yeah.
Like
That was the thing I liked. Going back to old standbys about DOC. Remember when you would go through Mithril's Tomb?
Yeah. On Albion, yeah.
Yeah, on Albion. I'm sorry, but you would go through this dungeon, and certain areas were difficult enough where it's like, okay, but it was also a dungeon where everyone got filtered to, eventually, so that you'd be like, okay, we need to group up. I don't know you, but hey, let's work on this. And eventually you build a group up that was solid enough to take out this boss, that boss, and move on through the dungeon. And you develop these... It was a natural development of social interaction.
that was kind of like the way that older MMOs actually were a little bit more conducive to that type of thing than the modern MMOs that everything's single and soloed and everything, which they were more complex then, but they were actually more social that way.
Yeah.
Like totally off topic thing when you were talking about like dungeons and Dark Age camo and stuff. I probably never will, but I've always had this idea that like I want to go to a game like that not very many people play anymore, and like take a character to some like fucking off the wall hideaway little
Team Box Mine.
Like like
no
little nook into some other place and just wait for somebody to one day finally like come across me like, Jesus Christ, it's about time you got here.
Horizons. Let's do it. Horizons.
Yes.
You probably find
man.
somebody.
Is that still out?
Yes, I went to the message board.
Wait, Horizons is still going?
Yeah.
Horizons is still going.
It's called something different now.
What just died?
I know. It's saying that certain MMOs...
Horizon's still going and ABB just
I think so much of that is budgeting and how people can monetize something and actually make a profit off of one server.
Before I ever heard of Horizons, before I even knew it was coming out, because I didn't really follow a lot of developing games and stuff back then, but I was playing Dark Age Camelot, and this guy was talking to me. We're in the lobby levels, and I'm showing him about DOC because he's asking me questions. But he was like, oh, well, actually I'm kind of just checking this game out to get some feedback about why people play it and why they like about it. And I go, why? And he goes, well, I'm actually a developer for Horizons.
No shit.
And I was like, really? I don't know what that is. And he was like, oh, it's a new MMO coming out, blah, blah, blah. But I never got his name or anything.
That guy didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, he's probably not doing well right now.
I
actually think it's called Astaria now or something.
I don't know.
It's not
but
called
it was
Horizons,
really weird. I'm like, and I remember yelling to you, like, have you heard of Horizons? This
Fuck
guy's
no.
This guy says he's developing for some MMO coming out.
Wow.
I went to the message board. It has a lot of people who really care about it.
Really? That's cool though. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's the part that's obscurely insane. How does that exist when it doesn't get any press or anything, and you have this group of people who actually play it, and it makes money, and it doesn't shut down, and you have all these big ones who sink a ton of money into it, and they shut down. It's all, I guess, it's all about MMO planning. It's how you do it. Yeah.
That's how it's managed.
Ultima Online's still going?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anarchy Online's still going?
Well, even look at Lord of the Rings, which is never a huge commercial hit, but it was under the radar, and it made a ton of money, and now it's making probably a lot more money.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And you look at the ones that have shut down, and yeah, they did it stupid versus how you did it.
Ouch.
Yeah, well.
You're stupid.
Yeah, ouch.
You did it stupid.
Yeah, us who are sitting in the living room drinking heavily.
Who don't work in this community at all.
And we are making no money off of this. We are calling you stupid.
Hey, the people who made those decisions aren't listening. So they're
That's
stupid.
true.
That's true. They're you know what? They're stupid for not listening.
Yeah. You should have listened and you would have been like Horizons. Very successful.
Okay, you have clearly drank too much. You're done.
No, that game's kicking ass.
So, Bocce Ball.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was awesome. PlayStation move.
Can I listen, Mag, sir?
I don't care.
Oh, good.
Do you want to?
No.
You don't want to.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I thought you guys got anything else?
Nope.
That's it. We're out of here.
We're gonna wrap it up because we're hanging out for realsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought back for realsies.
Yes.
Podcast, bringing it back.
Rock on, everybody.
Good night.
Rock on.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was gonna make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are gonna die!
Take off, eh? Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
I do love how my fart set everything off, though.
It's on the podcast.
It was like, everyone was like, fucking, I'm getting out, I'm getting a drink. That guy farted.
Anything goes at this point. I can talk from the other room.
Really? No one cares?
That part's gonna be fun to edit.
Because we just kept talking.